Well, that's extremely good news. I've whetted your appetite with my first film of the first 2 days of our trip to this year's Manx Grand Prix. So here's day 2. See what you think of this. It's magic. Scrutineering of the race machines is an essential prerequisite of racing on the island, and prior to each practice session the motorcycles are checked thoroughly, and this next section of the film shows the checking process, the scrutineering process. Walking up the slope towards the scrutineering centre gives me an opportunity just to look across into the Park Fairmay, where we see those splendid VRS Hondas that we've looked at before. They're so well turned out, speaks volumes for the team involved. If you can hear me above the music of the Park Fairmay, that, I can tell you, number 23 is the 250 lightweight Sam Johnson, John Chapman Racing. The Fox Classic Racing team appear to have changed their racing hardware. This is a 500 Sealy. Previously they used the Patrick Goday's 500 Vincent Comet device, but I saw that particular bike being sold recently at auction, Charterhouse Auctions in Sherborne, so clearly they've changed their allegiance to the Sealy machine. To be absolutely correct, I should of course have said Vincent Grey Flash. The Grey Flash was the 500cc Vincent racing machine, not the Vincent Comet, which was the road machine. You're not seeing double. The two machines next to number 23 are Heffin Owens 500 Sealy's, the same mark of machine. I don't know which one he's intending to practice with, but Heffin is a great supporter of the event. The first two bikes we see in scrutineering are Wayne Axon's 650 Kawasaki, number 28, and alongside it is number 53, which is Gerald Dath's 660 Aprilia. And the bike to the right there, number 33, is the senior classic bike to be ridden by Kelly Carruthers, entered by the Somerset Vintage Motorcycle Club, my adopted county. That's a 500 Honda. And number 26 there, the neat little 250 Yamaha, is entered by Dennis Trollope Racing for Simon Hunt. Dennis is a great supporter. I must give Justin Robury's 500 Honda a mention. I almost missed it, number 47. The trilby-hatted mechanic watches Robert Walsh's 350 Classic Honda being checked. And number 51 is Manxman Chris Moffat's Kawasaki Junior bike. Patience is a virtue. Chris's bike is finally attended to. The bike coming in on the right there, number 45, is Anthony O'Carroll's 650 Kawasaki, another junior machine. After the hurly-burly of the scrutineering area, we'll return to the Parc Fermé, and the first bikes on view are the three Pattons, the junior machines this time, of Victor Lopez, number 4, Maurizio Bottalico, number 10, and Joe Yeardsley, number 43. They're all 650 machines. Next we see Lewis Arrowsmith's 660 Aprilia, which is another junior machine. His racing number is 18. Number 28 on the right is Wayne Axon's junior Kawasaki, which we shall undoubtedly see again. And this is Noel Carroll's, also a Kawasaki, also a junior machine. Number 42, the red machine, is Jamie O'Brien's Senior Classic 500 Sealy. Quite a number of machines along the back wall there, but number 44 is the Senior Classic Aaron Hughes's Honda. And Colin Stockdale will be riding that smart looking Honda, number 30, his Senior Classic entry. And bike number 2 coming in on the right is Dean Harrison's replacement entry in the Senior Classic race. He was to have been riding a 500 MV. That one is a Norton Manx. And pattern number 18 is the Peter Booger Racing machine, to be ridden by Sean Anderson. I'd previously seen Maria Costello riding that particular machine, but she's changed machines this year. And these two machines, number 51 and the one alongside, are owned by local lad Chris Moffat. And his bikes are in good company too, because they're alongside John McGuinness's Pattern, number 3 there. We shall see more of John's bike undoubtedly. Very smart. Team Winfield, as you know. New machines this year for John Davis and his motorsport team. This year they're Yamaha rather than Honda, to be ridden by Dominic Herbertson, number 1, and Michael Rutter, number 10. We shall see how the week pans out for those two machines and riders. Quite a bevy of machines in this row, too many for me to comment on. But we finally settle on number 17, Alan Brooks's 650 Suzuki, the junior machine. the white and blue machine there. Plymouthian Sam Mosley's 700 Yamaha number 15 is next to him. Michael Reese's number 8, the pattern there, the junior pattern, is unusually colourful. Number 54, Craig Houghton's 600 Kawasaki. Craig hails from Royston. And in the background is number 55, Jack Turner's 700 Yamaha. We've pretty much come a full circle of this area of Park Fairmay, because we're back again to John McGuinness's pattern and Chris Moffat's machines there in the background. And that's what stops John Mack. No, that's not my bike. It's Michael Gahn's 650 Kawasaki number 31. And it's the bike of Frenchman Quentin Limousin from Châteauroux, his 650 Kawasaki number 37, which seems to be responsible for the bulk of the noise. Back with the senior classics now. James Hillier's bike there, number 5, is his 500 Yamaha, and Maria Costello alongside her Honda racing number 31.
Please attend the race office.
The yellow and blue machines are the very prominent Alistair Cowan racing machines. Number 5 is their Centenary Manx Grand Prix bike, which will be ridden by Chris Cook, and then their 2 classic superbikes, number 1 Dave O'Johnson and number 10 Craig Neve, which are both 750 Kawasaki's. And all the way from Port Erin in the south of the Isle of Man is Joe Yeardsley with his 650 pattern, which is his junior machine, number 43. And alongside him, and just arriving on the scene, is Maurizio Bottalico with an identical machine, 650 pattern. And they're joined by a very animated Ian Locker, who will be out on his lightweight machine later on in the event. Ian is accompanied by his wife there, who's a keen supporter of his efforts. We conclude this section with a mention for Paul Jordan's 500 Yamaha and James Hillier's similar machine that we looked at a moment ago, and Maria Costello's Honda number 31 in the background. Two Yamahas on the start line for this period of practice as the rest of the field streams behind them. Ian Locker's 250 and James Hillier's 500 classic machine. And away they go. Two Manxmen next in line on the grid. both on Kawasaki's. Number 3, Jamie Williams, nearest the camera, and Mark Covin. 2 2s make 4. Andreas Mayola, nearest the camera, on his junior Patton 650, and Dean Harrison on his Manx Norton. John McGuinness, number 3, on his senior classic Patton, and number 15, Paul Jordan, on his lightweight 450 Yamaha. Michael Rutter on his John Davis machine, the 500 Yamaha, the senior classic bike, and the lightweight of Chris Moore, number 14. That also is a Yamaha 250. First away, Michael Dunlop on his lightweight Honda 250, and Dominic Herbertson on the Davis Motorsport Yamaha number 1. Juniors 15 and 16, Sam Moosley on his 700 Yamaha, and Alex Sinclair on his 660 Aprilia number 16. 2 lightweight Yamahas now, Reese Hardy number 9 on the left, and Mike Brown number 3 on the right. Two senior classic machines now. Number 17 in the foreground is Heffin Owen on his half-litre Sealy, but I can't identify the first bike. The far machine is the 650 Suzuki Alan Brooks, the junior machine, and in the foreground we've got Sean Anderson on the 500 Patton, the Booger racing machine. Now in the background we've got number 5 Daniel Ingham on his junior machine, the 660 Aprilia, and in the foreground Michael Sweeney on his 500 Yamaha Classic senior machine. In the background we've got Mark Herbertson on his 650 Kawasaki junior machine, and in the foreground Adam McLean is now running number 15 on the 500 Enfield. In the background we've got Jack Fowler on his 650 Kawasaki junior machine, and no disputing that that's Lewis Arrowsmith on his Aprilia 660 machine. In the background we've got the lightweight number 19 of Sean Anderson on his Yamaha, and in the foreground we've got the junior bike number 12 from local man Jason Corcoran on his 650 Kawasaki. In the foreground we've got the junior machine number 14 of the Irishman Ain Usokiru, which is a 600 Aprilia, and Stuart Hall is on lightweight machine number 12, the 250 Yamaha. The pairing of Mike Russell on his senior classic 500 Norton, and local boy Dan Sale on his lightweight 250 Honda number 8. Next up, a pair of junior class Kawasaki's, Michael Mace on number 22 and Wayne Bourgeois from France on number 25. Andy Levitt on the yellow and black machine, which is junior number 20, a 650 Kawasaki, and Michael Evans on senior classic 22, the Norton Manx. Simon Hunt on his lightweight 250 Yamaha number 26, and Manxman Marcus Simpson on his junior Kawasaki. Ian Stansford on his lightweight 250 Honda number 44, and Colin Stockdale on his senior classic 500 Honda number 30. Ewan Hamilton on his lightweight 400 Kawasaki number 39, and Andy Hornby from Exeter number 25 on his senior classic 500 Honda. The Kawasaki was smarter off the line. Let's watch the pair of Junior 650 patterns. Number 10 is Maurizio Bottalico from Naples, and number 4 is Victor Lopez. Maria Costello gets away first on her Senior Classic Honda number 31, and Mark Parrott lags behind slightly on his 500 Norton. Michael Gahn's junior bike 650 Kawasaki number 31 is in the foreground, and the Senior Classic of Rod Hobson, the 500 Honda, is behind him. The junior bike of Mark Jackson, the 650 Suzuki, takes centre stage, and I can't identify the other rider. No such problems with this pair of junior machines. Steve Moody is the Yellow Peril number 26 on his Aprilia, and Richard Kay has come all the way from Virginia, USA on his Aprilia. Next we see the lightweight 400 Honda of Jonathan Perry, number 27, and behind him is the junior bike, the 650 Kawasaki of Stuart Clatworthy. A singleton now, Michael Rees from Wales on his lightweight 400 Yamaha number 28. Manxman David Rigby on his junior 650 Kawasaki number 46 also obscures the rider behind him in my photograph. Manxman Joe Yeardsley from Port Erin on his 650 Patton monopolises these pictures, but the other rider is the junior machine of Roger Wibberty on his 660 Aprilia. Colin Croft on his junior Kawasaki number 39 in the foreground, and Stephen Tobin on his lightweight Yamaha. Jacques Foley on his 650 Kawasaki junior machine number 50 in the foreground, and the lightweight of Richie Welsh, the 400 Yamaha. A pair of junior Kawasaki's. Paul Marley's is the red machine number 21, and Noel Carroll number 34. Another pair of Kawasaki's, the lightweight smaller machine of Leon Murphy number 32, and Darren Creer's 650 number 36. A pair of Kawasaki mounted newcomers now, junior machines. Kevin Baker on number 48 and Locoman Chris Moffat on number 51. A pair of lightweight machines now. Number 35 is Will Loader on his 250 Yamaha, and Paul Cassidy, a Locoman, on his Kawasaki number 42. An interesting machine now, the Senior Classic 500 Rickman number 36 of Simon Collins, and lightweight number 23 Sam Johnson 250 Honda. Bike number 37 is the Junior 650 Suzuki of Frenchman Quentin Limousin, and the lightweight number 21 is Tom Snow's 250 Honda. Another pair of Kawasaki's, the junior machine number 28 of Wayne Axon from Dorset, it's a 650, and the lightweight is Kelly Carruthers 400 Kawasaki. Connor Cummings' dad, William, is on his junior 650 Kawasaki number 27, and Radley Hughes is on his lightweight Kawasaki number 31. A pair of 650 Kawasaki's junior machines, the Stig, Ross Orchard on number 40, and Anthony O'Carroll from Ireland on number 45. A pair of newcomers now on their junior 650 Kawasaki's, Gary Broughton on number 60 and Salvatore Salustro on number 44. Newcomer Oliver Dean on his junior Aprilia number 59, and experienced Russell Robury on his lightweight Yamaha number 50. And this is Jamie O'Brien on his lightweight 250 Yamaha number 47. Dave Glover gets away on his lightweight 250 Yamaha number 45, and he's followed by the senior classic newcomer Aaron Hughes on his Honda number 44. Newcomer Mark Johnson is on his junior Kawasaki number 47, and Justin Robury, Russell's brother, is on his lightweight Honda number 60. Another pair of newcomers on their junior Kawasaki's, Craig Houghton number 54 and Andy Skov from Oregon, USA on number 56. Two more junior newcomers, Dara Trapp from Ireland on his 650 Kawasaki number 49, and Jack Turner on his Yamaha number 55. Kawasaki's to the fore again, Connor Wade's lightweight machine number 57 and Graham McAleese's junior machine number 52. Next we see the lightweight Kawasaki of Andy McAllister from Wales, number 41, and the lightweight VFR Honda, Peter Gibson from Exeter, number 48. Similar graphics on Owen Monaghan's 650 Kawasaki, number 57, and he's paired with the junior bike of Gerald Gath from France, number 53, a 660 Aprilia. A pair of lightweights now. Lightweight number 53 is Shelley Pike from Killearn in Wiltshire on her 400 Honda, and number 38 is Andy Wales 400 Kawasaki. Stephen Price takes centre stage on his lightweight 400 Kawasaki number 43, and he's followed by the last man in this section, David Madsen Migdal on his 400 Honda number 25. Dave is the man with the record number of starts on the Manx circuit. As I've said there, it was unfortunate that I was unable to catch the essence of John McGuinness's comments on the first section of practice, but undoubtedly it was fairly forthright and accurate. In a moment or two he will be joined by Becky, his wife, and his son, and the dialogue will continue, albeit silently as far as we're concerned. The start line for this second session is actually the pit lane. Special dispensation, I guess, at the start of the session for the junior bike of Oliver Dean, the 660 Aprilia, and then the senior classic machine, Mark Johnson's 350 Honda, number 45, and finally Adam McLean's Flitwick entered 500 Royal Enfield number 15. The bikes came forward in pairs, and the first two classic superbikes were the 750 Kawasaki's of Michael Dunlop number 6 and Julian Trimmer number 19. Similar bikes for number 1 Davo Johnson and number 10 Craig Neve. The first two Manx Grand Prix machines, Chris Cook number 5 on his 600 Kawasaki and number 6 Andrew Fisher on his R6 Yamaha. The Honda 750 Classic Superbike of Nathan Harrison dominates the picture, but in the background is that of number 5 James Hillier. Next up is number 13 Dominic Herbertson on his 750 Kawasaki Superbike, and alongside him is number 2 Dean Harrison on his superb Ducati 916. Paul Jordan number 15 on the first of the Mistral Racing 750 Kawasaki Superbikes, and alongside him Sam Johnson number 11 on the Senior Manx Grand Prix 600 Honda. Victor Lopez number 2 and Sam Mosley number 12 on their Senior Manx Grand Prix 600 Yamahas. 14 in the foreground is Maurizio Batalico on his 600 Honda, and behind him is the 675 Triumph of Jack Fowler number 13. In the foreground is the Senior Manx Grand Prix 600 Kawasaki of Sean Evans, and alongside him is the 600 Yamaha number 9 of James Beverley. And behind them are the classic superbikes of number 3 Michael Rutter, the 1100 Suzuki, and number 9 Rod Hodson on his 750 Kawasaki superbike. Sam West, rider number 22, on the distinctive 750 Bimotor superbike. Dan Ingham, number 1, lines up alongside Gaz Evans, number 19, on their Senior Manx machines, Yamaha and Honda respectively. Two more Senior Manx machines. Number 7 is Damien Horan on his 600 Suzuki, and number 18 is Lancelot Unisard, the Frenchman, on his Honda. Number 14 Derek Shields and number 20 Michael de Koopel under starters orders with their superbikes. Two of their superbike colleagues, number 33 Anthony Redmond on his Suzuki nearest the camera, and number 7 Brian McCormack on his Kawasaki. In the foreground we have number 25 Paul Williams with his 750 Kawasaki, and I can't identify the Bimotor superbike which is behind him. No problems identifying Stefano Bonetti on his Bimotor in the foreground, and behind him is Radley Hughes, the RAF entrant, on his 600 Kawasaki. The Lucky Strike bike is Barry Ferber's 750 Suzuki Superbike, and behind him is number 54 Dave Rigby's 600 Kawasaki. The Senior Manx Grand Prix bikes now of Jim Barnett, his Suzuki number 27, and Eric Cuse number 38, the 600 Yamaha. Two more Manx Grand Prix machines, number 32 Justin Collins on his Yamaha, and number 35 Dan Forbes on a Suzuki. Two Suzukis, both number 30, Mike Norbury's Superbike in the foreground and Emmett Burke's smaller Suzuki in the rear. Jonathan Perry's 750 Suzuki number 32 in the foreground, and Michael Gillen's 600 Yamaha Manx bike behind. Manxman Paul Cassidy's 750 Suzuki in the foreground and Liam Chalk on his smaller Yamaha number 28 behind. Frenchman Jan Gali on his 600 Honda number 33 in the foreground and Ryan Kringle's superbike Kawasaki 24 behind. Two Manx Grand Prix newcomers now, Stephen Tobin from Ireland on his Kawasaki and behind him Joe Yeardsley from the Isle of Man on his Yamaha. Michael Russell on his big Suzuki in the foreground number 28 and Dennis Booth number 21 on his Manx Kawasaki. Michael Gunn number 43 on his Senior Manx Yamaha and behind him Pete Murray from Arizona, USA on his 750 Kawasaki superbike. The Senior Manx machines now of number 41 Adam Bauer from the USA on one of the VRS Hondas and behind him Frenchman Cyril Lecoq on a 600 Honda. Anthony O'Carroll, number 52 from Ireland, on his Senior Manx Grand Prix Kawasaki, and Ian Armstrong on his Suzuki Superbike. And that brings us to number 17, Michael Sweeney on his Mistral Racing 750 Kawasaki. And behind him is Stuart McCann from Northern Ireland on his 675 Triumph that we've seen before. Victor Ortega from Spain on his Senior Manx Grand Prix Kawasaki. The classic superbike pairing of number 44 David Brooke on his 750 Suzuki and Mark Colvin number 53 on his Kawasaki. Two Manx Grand Prix 600 Yamahas, both ridden by newcomers, Ryan Whitehall, number 53 from the Isle of Wight, and Andreas Jochum from Germany, number 61. Two further Senior Manx Grand Prix machines, number 55 Julian Cregno from France on his 600 Kawasaki, and Graham McAleese on his Yamaha. The classic superbikes of number 37 Amatrice Blanc from France on his Kawasaki and number 51 Mark Herbertson on his Kawasaki. Colin Croft, number 42 on his Manx Grand Prix Suzuki. Number 56 Roger Wibberley on his classic superbike 750 Suzuki, and Darragh Trapp from Ireland on his 600 Kawasaki Manx Grand Prix machine. Number 60 Paul Marley on his classic superbike 750 Kawasaki. Pretz Racing superbike entrant number 62, whom I can't identify. Ross Orchard, the Cornish Stig, number 37, should be well known to you by now on his 600 Yamaha. Mike Brown, number 11, on the Davis Motorsport Classic Superbike Kawasaki. Dermot Cleary from Northern Ireland, newcomer, on number 62, the 600 Yamaha Senior Manx Grand Prix machine. And lastly, Gareth Arnold on his classic superbike, number 54. Well, there you are. That's the second of my two films of the first 2 days, which I hope you enjoy. And hopefully you will stay the course and watch the further films as I produce them of our splendid trip to the Manx Grand Prix Centenary Festival in 2023.